Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Hobbies and Happiness podcast at Disney Lorcana Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dan.
I'm Jim, and today we're going over the legendary cards from the latest set in Disney Lorcana.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another, I almost sound like Jared there, welcome to another week of the Hobbies and Happiness podcast. A Disney Lorcana podcast. My mind is just, I feel like my mind is just so full of mush. I've been playing so much of the Bazaar, Jim. It's just been all the Bazaar for me in the past few days, dude. Yeah. The game is sick, having a ton of fun, but yeah, how's it going, everybody? So this week we are talking about the legendary cards revealed thus far in the next set number 6, Azurite Sea for Disney Lorcana. Now, our plan, just so you know, for our plan of release, we will be doing set reviews, and we haven't determined yet exactly how we're going to do it, because now with the focus completely on multiplayer, we may revisit how we've done set reviews in the past, but fret not, don't worry, we 100% will be doing set reviews for the podcast as part of the podcast. Okay, we will have episodes for each color. We just need to sit down and figure out how exactly we want to go about doing it. I don't know if we're going to look at every single card, but Jim and I are going to discuss it, and we're going to figure out exactly what we're going to want to do, because I don't really want to talk about the vanillas, Yay.
Heck those cards. We don't even want to give them any light of day.
Right. So what we're going to do today, we are going to talk about all the legendaries that have been revealed. We've seen them all right, and we're going to talk about all of them. But before we get into the episode, all right, we got to talk about a few things. Hey, are you watching us over on the YouTube? Are you looking at the high quality visuals? I mean, like Jim's high quality visuals of the gray background.
Blue, dog. That's blue, dog.
If you are, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you can be notified when we release more Disney Lorcana content in the future. Liking the video, subscribing to the channel really does help out the channel over on YouTube. So if you're listening and watching over there, do us a favor and do that as well. And if you're listening to the podcast, if you just like listening and you're not so much for the viewing, that's okay. If you're listening, go ahead, if you could, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. Leave us a review. That really helps us out as well. Also, if you want to support us even further, you can head over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/hobbies and happiness. Again, that is patreon.com/hobbies and happiness. There's 3 different tiers of support that you can join. And actually, they're over here. I just packaged up the stickers and tokens for our supporters. Those are going to go out in the mail when I go to the post office in the next day or two, the next time it's open. So that is happening. If you want to learn about those different tiers, go over patreon.com/hobbies and happiness. Links can be down below in the description of the video or the podcast notes as well. Again, part of the Patreon, we have a Discord, free and open to everybody if you want to join that Discord. Again, all those links down below as well. But if you are part of the Patreon, you get access to our private channels only for our patrons. So again, check the link, patreon.com/hobbies and happiness, and then the link to the Discord is down below as well. I also want to just a huge shout out really to our patrons. We really, really appreciate each and every single one of you. I do love looking at the names of the people in our community and just being like, we really appreciate all the support that you guys give us. And we honestly can't do a lot of the stuff that we do without the support from you. So thank you. So, okay, all right. It's almost here, guys. I'm excited. Azurite Sea is almost upon us. Jim, how does that feel, man? It's literally, I believe it's next week. At the time of recording and the time of release, the hobby release is the next week. So it's kind of like 2 weeks. How does that feel?
So what set number are we on now?
6, dude.
6. It's been like a year and a half or something. All right,
it's like just over a year, man. Just over a year. It's kind of crazy, dude.
Man, it seems like just yesterday.
It seems like just yesterday we were literally asking, what is challenge?
Yeah. We don't even we still don't know how to play this game.
Yeah, we still don't.
I mean,
know
the
how to play
rules
this.
are out, but I'm not good.
Jim doesn't win a lot of multiplayer madness episodes, guys.
Spoilers, Dan. Spoilers.
So, all right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna look at every single legendary card. Just so in set 6, just like all the other sets, there are a total of 12 legendaries, 2 for each color: amber, amethyst, emerald, ruby, sapphire, and steel. So we're going to go by color, and then we're going to look at each and every card, and then we're going to talk about what we like, what we don't like, and then some potential synergies that we can think of off the top of our heads, because we know a lot of the cards, and we're going to see kind of what we can come up with. And again, a lot of this is really, again, going to be focused on in multiplayer formats, okay? Some of these cards are going to be better in multiplayer formats. Some might be better in 1v1. So we're going to take a look at that, all right? Now, the first card that we're going to touch on, it is Simba, Pride Protector. Simba, Pride Protector is an uninkable 5 cost. I almost, wow. 3 would be really good. Now, he's an uninkable 5-drop, 4 strength, 4 willpower, almost said toughness, and he quests for 2, so he's a 4/4/2. He's a Floodborn hero prince, and he has shift 3. So he's a Floodborn and shift 3, and then has the ability Understand the Balance. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready your other characters. So uninkable, okay, but it's a pretty nice ability that doesn't automatically trigger, but he does have to be exerted. So, Jim, what are your initial thoughts in reading a card like Simba, Pride Protector here?
Well, I love the non-bow with a bunch of bodyguards.
Now, so an important note there is it does say may, right? Because some of these effects are not mandatory, or are not optional but mandatory. Simba is mandatory, which is good in that specific use case, right? If you're talking about bodyguards. Key point, right? Bringing up bodyguards does bring up a good point. It's all or none. It's not you don't get to choose. You do not get to choose.
Man, that'd be so good.
This card would be broken. I don't know if it'd be broken. But it'd be
very nice.
Be insane. It'd be absolutely nice. Insane. Absolutely insane. So, so where does your mind first go when you start reading Simba? Where does your mind first go?
You know, I was on Facebook the other day and I saw some people talking about this card with Bernard, brand new agent.
Yes.
Does that work? Do you know?
It does not
I didn't
work.
Get to. It does not work because.
All right. So this is a good point to bring up. All right. So Bernard, brand new agent, is from set 3. All right. Bernard, brand new agent, is a Incable 4-cost 1/5/2, but his ability is what's key here. His ability says at the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready another chosen character of yours. Okay. So again, what this really comes down to is when these try to resolve. Okay. At the end of your turn, both are going to go in the bag. And as they attempt to resolve, you can choose to resolve one, but once you go to attempt to resolve the other one, it will not work.
I see.
So if you resolve Simba first, okay,
the other one's not exerted.
The other one is not exerted.
So
right. The other
also okay, yeah. So like how I was thinking was at the end of the turn, if it's exerted, like this ability goes into the bag is how I thought, and then you kind of just resolve it how it's once it gets pulled out of the bag, that is the moment. And what I actually need to do is I need to reread and go through the rules documents again. I need to be going through those multiple times just to make sure I'm clear on it as well. But from my understanding, what happens is once it gets pulled out of the bag, that's when you check resolution. If those conditions are still true. If those conditions are still true, then it will fully and completely resolve. Gotcha.
If the conditions fail and are false, then it will not resolve correctly. Okay.
Yeah. I guess
So
otherwise it would be flipped, right? It was like, if this card is exerted at the end of your turn, get X effect. So then it would both go into the bag of, okay, that has already happened. Activate effects accordingly.
Correct. Yeah, that's how I believe it should work if it was worded that way. But to be honest with you, I honestly need to reread all the rules and really re-up myself on exactly how they want these effects to work specifically. But I can tell you for certain that Simba plus Bernard, you will not be you will not be able to ready both of them. Right. If they're both exerted at the end of your turn, they will both of them will not ready. Okay.
So I guess aside from that, the thing I do like about this is kind of like a bodyguard, because if you're able to make it to where your other stuff can't be challenged, right? Because you're exerting it or unexerting it all. This is just like slightly better bodyguard mechanic.
Yeah. The only out. Yeah, the only out there is if your opponent is running stuff that exerts your your stuff. But that's it. Yeah. I mean, if anyone's challenging into Simba, they're probably going to RIP because again, he's a 4/4, right? So those are decent stats. But it's insurance. Is what it is. It's insurance for those aggro builds. I think Simba is definitely a card that you're going to see played way more in 1v1 builds. In multiplayer, I mean, we've seen so many times, right? Aggressive players with aggressive decks that just peter out. They peter out, and then I think with a card like Simba, it gives them another turn. It does give them another turn because once they have Simba out, he's exerted. The next player in turn order most likely will be able to take Simba out. But then they're going to be able to quest with 3-4, of their other 2-3 lore characters and for another turn, unless your opponents are running other tools that are able to exert them or take them out. Which in that case, there's plenty of times where we've had many games where those players are like, I just need one more turn. If I'm able to get one more turn with Piglet and a couple other things, like it's kind of over. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like I like the card. I'm a fan of it. I know it's going to be annoying because I know in a lot of our multiplayer games, I tend to play the mid range, the control route. I like the games to go a little bit longer. But this card is going to be the only saving grace is it's on Incable. So I'm really
saving grace.
I'm really interested. Do you think this? Well, let me first ask you. Do you think aggro builds are viable? Are heavily viable in multiplayer?
Not a whole lot. No.
Now
you can
with
have
Simba,
a faster deck, but it's usually also with a little bit of control. Adding a little bit to make it a mid-range list.
Right. Now with Simba, are they going to be more viable?
It's hard to say because
I'm
if you're not
to
shifting it to get the exerted ability, as soon as it comes out, I should say, or some way to exert it at that point to be able to protect your cards. I don't know. I think it's too hard to say. I think then it also comes down to deck building, right?
Well, and you talk about shifting it, right? There's a lot of there's one Simba in particular, the 2-drop bodyguard. He's a 2-drop, right? Yeah, the 2-drop bodyguard.
Yeah.
My goodness, dude.
Yeah, like he's already annoying.
He's already annoying. Now he is way more annoying, right?
Now he's hitting back for 4.
Yep. And that was always the thing. That was always the thing about Simba, about that Simba. Because he's just 2/3. He's only hitting back for 2. But now, if you already have him out, right? You already have him out. You shift onto him, and he now quests for 2 and then readies everything else. So he's doing that same effect, right, of being a bodyguard, because at 2-3 he's a bodyguard, right? So he's protecting everything else, and now he is, dude, the flavor, man. He's Simba Pride Protector, right? The flavor is super on point here, but he's still doing that same effect, right, of protecting your board in a better way than a bodyguard does. I would say.
Question: do you think we could see an Amber Steel Song list with this and that 2-drop symbol we talked about? Because this guy
in multiplayer, or like
I guess just in like
formats?
a competitive, constructed.
Because he's a 5-drop.
He sings a whole
and he sings a whole new world and sings pretty much all the songs they want. So I can see it. I can see it.
But
Yeah.
Multiplayer wise, it seems cool.
I think Simba's going to be a solid card. I think Simba's going to be solid. He'll be a solid pickup in multiplayer.
Yeah.
So, all right.
The only thing that you're going to feel, the only thing you're going to like running into this card with is like a Madam Mim snake. Or sorry, fox. A Madam Mim fox to hit for 4 and just trade. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times, I mean, okay, sure, Maui's still alive, but Maui's now got 1 on him.
Maui took some damage.
He took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's good. So all right, well, that's Simba Pride Protector. Let's talk about the next Amber card here, Jim. It's Tiana Restaurant Owner. You want to go ahead and read that for us?
Yeah, Tiana Restaurant Owner is a 1/4/2 for Unincable 3 Storyborn Hero Princess with the ability Special Reservation. When a character of yours is challenged while this character is exerted, the challenging character gets -3 strength this turn unless their player pays 3 ink. Huh.
We got a tax.
Is this our first tax card?
I think so. I think this is the first card that we're talking about, at least. All right. Yeah. We'll say that. This is the first card we're talking about that has a taxing effect.
And I like that it's thrown on the restaurant owner. Like,
exactly.
Guys, you got to pay your taxes.
Exactly.
Sorry, there's a sales tax here.
Yeah. So she's 3. So she's a 3-drop.
Yeah.
And she quests for 2. Point of note here, it says whenever a character of yours is challenged while this character is exerted. So that means that's Tiana as well. So she's protecting herself with that tax. I'm thinking about this from an aggro build standpoint in this similar vein as I was thinking about Simba, right? Like this is way better. I think if you have a wide board in multiplayer, right? Let's say you've got a wide board. Your opponent, especially in the early game, your opponents, plural, they're only going to be able to maybe send one thing into your board. And if they do, they're not going to be able to do much else. Yeah. Like that's the thing, like in the early game, are they going to be able to establish a board, or they're going to have to deal with you? If they want to deal with you, it's going to really slow them down because now they have 3 ink less because they have to send something into you.
Yeah.
That mean, you know what that means? No more Madam M Fox on turn 3 challenging. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I guess the other thing with this is it does also have to be exerted.
Well, yeah, right. Correct. So yeah, it wouldn't be turn 3 then. It'd be the next turn. But still.
But at that point, you're still not paying the 3 on top of,
Correct. I'm not playing a 4-drop. Like I can't play a 4-drop and then challenge into your stuff. Like I can't pay for it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of low drop cards that are just going to instantly be able to take this out.
It's like Daisy with the 4.
Yeah. Really, the only thing I can think of is like Brawl?
Yeah, Brawl. Sure.
Like in the
Brawl.
first 4 turns, I guess.
Yeah. You're not Maui's not doing anything when he comes down on turn 5.
No, he's not.
He's not, dude.
Yeah.
This
This thing is a
dude,
little hard to get rid of.
yeah, it's is gonna be annoying to get rid
Yeah.
of. And
I
again,
guess like Medusa.
yeah, well, yeah, sure. Medusa, the obvious ones, Medusa, but
Yeah.
again, that's turn 6.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like all this stuff.
All the
this card's
outs,
going to be
right.
hard to get rid of, dude.
This card is going to be really hard to get rid of. But and again, I think this slots perfectly well into an aggro build where, I mean, they can really just pop off. All they need is like a couple of turns to just pop off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to be. I mean, imagine this in a brooms build as well. You know, like, oh man. I don't know how you would do really it, cool. But it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, she's super cool.
Yeah, it's a really interesting effect. And I think this has the potential to be a staple in some aggressive builds for sure. Especially in multiplayer formats.
Yeah.
Now, I even say that I think this will be played even more so in 1v1 formats, like in constructed formats.
Oh yeah.
100%. So. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some decks that just can't even get rid of this card before turn 6.
Yeah.
It's just not happening for them.
Yep. Because again, you have to make the choice. Like, am I going to develop my board or am I going to try and stop my opponent?
Yeah.
Because you can't. And then dude, you're not going to be able to effectively develop a board and take care of your opponent's stuff. Because then you have to take a turn off, and in that time you're taking your turn off, your opponent can just be like, "Okay, vomit out my hand, one drop," and then it's grab your sword or bust.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right, I really do love this card, though. It is Tiana, Restaurant Owner. All right, so I think those are the Amber cards. And again, with these cards in particular, I think they're favoring aggressive builds for sure. Playing very much into the ink identity for sure. Again, with protecting your characters. So absolutely love that. I think it's super on point. All right, let's talk about the next one. The next one is Isabellaconniving Chemist. Isabellaconniving Chemist is an Incable 4-drop, 3 strength, 3 willpower, 2 lore, Storyborn villain sorcerer, and she has the ability Feel the Power. You can exert her, and if you have fewer than 3 cards in your hand, draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. All right. It's card draw. It's card draw on a stick. It's potential draw 3 on a stick. But it's not on quest. It is on draw. Now this can
on exert. Yeah.
What's that?
You said on draw. It's on activate ability.
Yeah. When she gets exerted, well, you have to activate her. It's an activated ability. is what it is. This card I think is going to play more into the next card, but I mean, I can see this being put into Jafar Striking Illusionist builds, but in that case, you're probably going to have a lot of cards in your hand.
Yeah, this seems like a card that should be good in a very fast deck, except you're now waiting the whole turn you play it to go into the next turn, wasting the 2 lore to draw 3 cards.
Unless all your cards that you're going to draw are going to say like Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, and it's just gain lore. Oh, look, all my cards just say gain lore on it. And that's all I need. Like I'm abandoning the thought process of developing a board.
Yeah.
Which, especially in multiplayer, I don't think you should do for sure. But and that's the thing though. The big downside to this is it's not automatic. It's not an automatic draw. You have to have 0 cards in your hand. Yeah. So you got to have 0 cards in your hand, and then you're going to draw 3 cards.
Which, even if it wasn't automatic, make it on quest. But then again, would that be too broken for 4 cost? Yeah.
Probably. Oh yeah. 100%.
Probably.
100%. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yzma, this is a card that I'm scratching my head at, and it's something I want to figure out how I can make work because I love drawing cards. Jim loves drawing cards.
I guess this is also a decent mid-game versatile card. The 3/3 stats isn't terrible for, trying to help with control the board. If you need to gain the lore to accelerate everything, K. And if you need to have the draw power, K, go ahead and do that. Plus, it's inkable. This card is super versatile.
Yeah, it's inkable. And again, even if I have this card sitting on the board doing nothing, right, and you're playing against somebody who's playing discard, right, playing against a discard deck, having this on board, K. Like, I'm okay with that because now then like there's going to be times I'm going to have 0 cards in my hand and then I will just draw. I'm drawing 3. Like that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And then if my opponents try to take it out, okay, I mean, I'm happy with that because I was able to draw 3 cards from this card and you had to waste a card on it, right? Yep. Whether that's Dragonfire, whether I traded with your Fox or whatever, right? Then I'm okay with that because I was still able to draw 3. So Yzma is definitely one that I want to see how I can make really work in any build. But it's one that I'm interested in for sure. I definitely think there's something there, but I think you have to figure out how to make it work. Okay. So that's Yzma. Jim, why don't you talk about the next Amethyst legendary?
All right. We got Genie, Wonderful Trickster. A 4/7/2 for 7 Incable. Floodborn ally. He has Shift 5 and the ability your reward awaits. Whenever you play a card, draw a card. And he also has Forbidden Treasure. At the end of your turn, put all of the cards in your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. Huh.
So what's your first take? What's your first take on this?
When you play a card, draw a card. I can't wait to play Popsicle with this guy out, dude.
Yeah.
Just be able to somehow play a bunch of cards, draw a bunch of stuff. But aside from that, I don't really like that bottom ability. But let's say there was a card that allow you to draw up to like 3 cards to have in your hand, right? I don't know, maybe like some 4-drop legendary. I don't know, specifically. And I mean, those could combo well together.
They could, yeah. My initial thought was that it wouldn't work, but then I'm like, no, it would, because I go to draw my card, I have my first card in hand for the turn, ink it. Then use Yzma, draw 3, and then you go off, basically.
Yep.
That's what you do. That's kind of nuts. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about Genie, but I mean he's got some decent stats. He's a 4/7/2. I was also thinking about, again, you're in Amethyst, you're running a lot of bounce effects most likely, or you have access to a lot of bounce effects, so you can play him. Okay, I mean you have to have a bunch of ink, right? You'd have to do that, right? But you'd be able to draw a bunch of cards and then potentially bounce him back to your hand. But if you do that, yeah, sure, you're up in value. Maybe you got more cards in your hand, but you had to spend 5 ink or 7 ink to do that. So I don't know how much that's worth it. Yeah. Again, you got to jump through a lot of hoops, I think. But again, it's still really good. Like, again, whenever you play a card, draw a card. You're always replacing the card in your hand. And then if that card says draw a card on it, you're just drawing more cards into your hand. So this is definitely one that pairs very, very well with Jafar. Why does 100%. It pair very well with Jafar? Because those cards aren't going to your discard. Those are going in the bottom of your deck. So you're not worrying about decking yourself.
Yep.
Like, oh man, it's scary. But again, I think any card that just says draw cards on it, you can make work in a lot of different builds for sure. Would you agree with that, Jim?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's really cool. There's going to be some fun stuff you can do with him.
Yeah.
And multiplayer madness, he's for sure going to go into some deck.
Oh,
That we're going to be building.
100%.
So
100%.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, okay. All right. That's Genie. That's Amethyst. Let's move on to Emerald. All right. This first one in Emerald, it's Hercules Baby Demigod. Hercules Baby Demigod, uninkable 6 cost, 6 strength, 3 willpower, 2 lore. He's a Storyborn Hero Prince, and he has Ward. And then he has an ability, Strong Like His Dad. He's strong like his dad. You can pay 3 ink to deal 1 damage to chosen damaged character. Honestly, this is an effect we've seen before, but the nice thing about this card, is it's just stapled to it, and it's an ink sink.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do it again and again and again, but something has to be damaged for you to do it.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's uninkable. I don't even know if this deserves to be uninkable. But the fact that it has Ward is so annoying.
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of.
It's gonna be annoying to get rid of. But here, okay, I have some other thoughts. But Jim, what's your first take initially? What do you think? Real quick.
Yeah, I like that it is difficult to get rid of. That's that instantly where my mind goes. But everything outside of that, I don't think I really like this guy.
Here's what I love about him, and you've done this on I can't remember what episode it was, but you had Robin's bow, you had let's see, what was it? Oh, the plasma blaster. Yeah. Dude, plasma
it goes
blaster.
In there 100%.
Plasma blaster's all you need, man. You just need one plasma blaster, and then it's 3 to deal 1 damage.
Like, dude.
That's a lot. I'd rather play Smash, right? Smash was 3, right?
Yeah.
That's a 3 cost, right?
Yeah.
It was 3 cost for 3 damage. Yeah. Give me that.
I don't even mind paying 2. Okay? I don't mind paying 2. I think 1 is too cheap. 3 is like I don't even want to play this card at all.
No, it's too much. It's way too much. The potential, like I love the potential. I do love the potential to control the board. Yeah. Right? That's nice. And I remember that episode very vividly. And again, we had to play around your ability to do that. Right? That was nuts. But this card, I think it is way overcosted, way overpriced for all these effects. But again, if it just sits there, it's going to be tough to get rid of. Yeah. It's going to be super tough to get rid of.
And that's what makes it decent, I think, is it having the ward. You don't quest with it, just set up stuff to be able to utilize that effect.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all it's got going for
it. This is going to be a card that is not a build around. It's just you're putting it in there because it's doing similar things that other cards are doing in your deck.
Yeah.
Right. You just want another piece. That's kind of all this is. Yeah. That's Hercules. It's interesting. So okay. The next card, Jim.
Jasmine.
You'll have to scroll to the bottom.
I got it. All right. So next up we have Jasmine Royal Commodore. She is a 5/5/4 for 6 Incable.
I'm sorry. Say that again. You said 5/5/4.
Oh, did I? I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, that'd be 5/5/2.
I think I was getting to like the 4/6 cost.
Yeah. Yep.
5/5/2 for 6 cost.
Yeah.
Inkable. She has Shift 5 and the ability when you play this character, if you use Shift to play her, return all other exerted characters back to their owner's hand. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, this is Milo Thatch on play if you shifted her. It's what it is. It's the same thing. Oh no, it's not. This is worse. This also targets your stuff.
or bounces your stuff.
Oh, okay, it does. Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad. Reading's hard, guys. If you use shift to play, return all other exerted characters back to their owner's hand.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is shift 5 as well.
Yeah. Right. But in order to do that, you have to have a Jasmine on board or more for something to shift onto.
Yeah.
But let's say you have something like that on board. What do you think of this effect? Because initially I thought it was just Milo, but it's not Milo. It's not Milo.
No.
I don't know if it's better or worse. What's your initial take on this, Jim? What do you think?
I think this sets it up for you to take back, control of the board state. It gives you back that tempo play, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. It's right after your opponent like taps out with everything. I mean, quest out with everything. Right. Quest out with everything. They think everything's fine, even if they don't quest with everything. Right. You're just getting rid of some problematic cards that are going to accelerate them from winning. Even if it bounces your own stuff, I still think that is being perfectly fine because it's okay. You're going to quest with all of your stuff first, right? Most likely, or get whatever other effects, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then bounce everything and quest for 2 more on top of it while having a 5/5 just, being ready for the next turn. And then if you have any other ink for anything else, you might have a couple here or there. You can just spam out to the board again or get whatever other value cards played out. I think the tempo that you get back from playing this card is pretty good.
I also think you kind of lose some tempo too, depending upon if you have stuff on board. Like if you have a bunch of stuff on board, you do lose tempo. But again, if you're putting this in your deck, you're most likely going to get more advantage off of it because those cards are going to have on play abilities. Yeah. Right.
Well, I see it at you kind of lose out, but it's more of like, okay, you board wiped, but now I have a 5/5/2 on board.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is, you have a 5/5/2, but you could have potentially next turn maybe quested for 6 more, right? That you just returned 6 lore to your hand, right? Yeah. That you're not going to be able to quest with next turn, right? So in that instance, it's a tempo quote unquote loss. That's my only point. But again, do I think it's a loss all the time? No, not necessarily. But you are losing out on the fact that you could have potentially quested and gotten that lore with them next turn. Like it's not a definitive. For sure.
It slows the game down, but you have established board control. I guess is what I should have stated. You've established board control.
Yeah, you've slowed down your opponents. You've potentially slowed down yourself, but you could also be like, no, this is actually how I want it because now I'm able to redeploy and reuse all these cards that have awesome on play effects.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting. I'm interested to see what kind of builds we see with Jasmine. For sure.
I can't wait to bounce some Merlin cards.
Yeah, blue, some dewy or purple, green, purple. Have we seen any like green, purple stuff, dude?
There's a tempo deck. Well, I guess for constructed, there was a tempo list.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton of green, purple lists, but you're right. They're out there. I think I've seen some. Yeah,
they're pretty cool too. They are cool.
Yeah. So that is Jasmine. What was it? Jasmine Royal Commodore. All right, so you got the first 3 colors out of the way. Let's move on to the next color. That's Ruby. I'm going to talk about this one, then I'm going to let Jim talk about the next one. So I'm going to talk about Hades Strong Arm. Hades Strong Arm is an uninkable 5 cost, 4/3/1. So 4 strength, 3 willpower, 1 lore. He's a storyborn villain deity. This is another Hades legendary. I think this is the third Hades legendary I believe that we've seen. But he has an ability that says, what are you going to do? You can exert him, pay 3 ink, banish one of your characters to banish chosen character. So I really like this card. Any removal is good. Any form of removal is going to be very valuable, especially in multiplayer formats. Now, this one is potentially repeatable, but this is also going to be a very political card too, because there's definitely going to be, because again, how it tends to work out is there's always one player who 3 people are trying to stop, and then that might change in like 2 turns. Yeah. But if this card's on the board, people are going to be like, okay, we need to protect this card because you can use him to take out one of Jim's things, and then maybe 2 turns later, Jim might be like, okay, I'm not the threat anymore, but that Hades is still there. You need to use it to take out one of Dan's things. Like that's the thing I love about cards like this. Yeah. And again, I think this is potential for. Is it slow? Yeah, it's slow. It is definitely slow, but it's a threat. It's a threat. And again, if somebody uses it to take out one of, if somebody uses a removal piece to take it up, okay, like that's fine. I've won. That's a 1-for-1. This was going to 1-for-1 anyway. I could potentially 2-for-1 myself, but you could also get a ton of value with this. Yeah. Because it's sacrificing one of your things to take out one of something else. But if you have this in your build, most likely you're going to benefit off of those abilities. One thing I completely see this with, right, is like having anything at Belle's library, right? True. When they die or when they get banished, draw a card. So like being able to banish a 1-drop to banish an 8-drop, okay, I'll do it.
Don't mind if I do.
I'll take it. Don't mind if I do. So I think this card has potential to see play in multiplayer 100%. Oh, yeah. I don't think this card is going to see any play in constructed. It might. Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. But Jim, what do you think? What do you think about Hades here?
Yeah, I like that he is recurable removal, and that's all he's got going for him.
Jim doesn't like this card.
It's okay.
I know, and that's why I say it's potential. And these cards that require a lot of other pieces, they tend to not see a ton of play. But those are the cards that I. Those are the cards.
You know what the worst part about slow removal is?
It's super slow. Is that the worst part?
It gives your opponent time to play around it.
Well, yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah. And the inverse of that is it gives you some time as well. But in that case, I just spent 5 ink. And then, like, I've dropped this turn 5, and then what? Gets removed next turn? Okay, that was cool. Like, it's slow. I'll give it. It's slow. It's very, very slow. For sure.
That's the part that's rough.
Yeah. But there is definitely times again, and that's why I say it's definitely. I think it's definitely a multiplayer card.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because then at that point, with it being slow is perfectly fine, because if they don't have a spot removal to get rid of it, well, now you just have 3 times the amount of options essentially of what it is I can take out. And that is a great part.
That's the great part. And then also it's a piece. It's a political piece of, hey, are we gonna team up here? Like, can you help me out here? I can use this Hades to take care of something over there, but I need your help, right? You can't take him out.
I know you have a Maui in hand. Don't attack the Hades because I can use it on both of them.
Correct. Correct. 100%. So speaking of Maui, Jim, you did just talk about Maui. Why don't you talk about our next legendary?
Goodness, look at that. All right, Maui, half shark. He is a 7/5/1 Incable 6 cost. He is a Storyborn hero deity with evasive. He also has, how do I even say that?
Choo!
Okay.
we need to get the Rock in here to say it, dude.
All right. Anywho, any Chihu. Whenever this character challenges another character, You may return an action card from your discard to your hand. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. Then he also has Wayfinding. Whenever you play an action, gain 1 lore.
Which one of those abilities do you like more, Jim?
I honestly couldn't tell you. They're both amazing. Who would have thought I would have just be like, Dragonfire, gain a lore, attack into something, Dragonfire back, boom, Dragonfire, gain a lore. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that,
I can't tell you, dude.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I
suddenly gathering knowledge and wisdom, you can. Oh my goodness, dude! You can play.
Dude, there's so many cards.
You
I'd
could
love to
play
with
a single gathering knowledge and wisdom. Like one card, you'd play it twice in one turn, and you would gain 2, 4, 6. Oh my goodness! You would gain 6 lore. What, dude? What?
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, this card's sick. Like, he can end a game quick.
Dude. Holy cow. Wow. I just realized that. Now you have to have mount, and he has evasive, dude.
And he's got evasive, yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, dude, this card's phenomenal.
This is crazy.
I love him so much.
Dude, the fact that this is in Ruby is what's nuts. The fact this is Ruby is what's really nuts. Because
honestly, we need stronger Ruby cards.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's awesome.
Is this going to be, I don't like saying staple in multiplayer formats just because it's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But are we going to see Maui Half Shark and the other Maui here at all in like any multiplayer build, or do you think this has got to be more of a play around, right? Or build around, excuse me, build around.
I don't think so. I think this is just added value for stuff you're already looking to do. I mean, because you're most likely going to be playing 2 colors a lot of the time. Okay, I guess you probably aren't going to want to play this in what's his name? Yellow Mufasa.
Sure.
You know,
sure, it doesn't go there. I think I do think this only really goes in a deck that has a good number of actions.
Yeah.
Which like is not a typical Ruby Amethyst build. Like for constructed formats, like those don't have a lot of action cards.
Yeah, you would maybe have to like switch up some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I say I think you're building more around this. Like this is a different shell than a typical Ruby Amethyst list.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an auto include of, I'm playing Ruby, I'm 100% playing Maui Half Shark.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's going to take up a Maui Half Shark and additional cards are going to take up a good chunk of your deck probably.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I could see this being played as like a 1 or 2 of to essentially give you back another Be Prepared.
Yeah, that too.
You know, like sure it's a little slow, but I mean, it's a Be Prepared, right?
Right. And it's also and you're also in Ruby, which you have plenty of ways of giving it rush.
Yeah.
Plenty of ways of giving it rush. Vitalis Sphere is the one that comes to mind. What are some other ones that come?
Also with Maui's Fishhook, he takes out pretty much anything.
Oh, dude, he's hitting for 10.
He's hitting for
and
10.
You can activate the Fishhook for free.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And he already has evasive.
And he already has evasive, dude. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I love this card. This is so sick.
It's so good.
We're gonna see some sick builds. I
can't wait to make it.
I'm excited to see some of these builds, dude. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
Very
all right. Cool. Excuse me. All right, that's Maui Half Shark.
Now.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
We're on the blue now.
Yeah, we are on to blue. All right. So we're first going to talk about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So I was telling Jim, I absolutely love these blue cards, the sapphire cards in this set, the legendaries. These are super, super sick. So this is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He's an unequal 2 cost, 2 strength, 1 willpower, 2 lore. Very, very weak, but he quests for 2 for on a 2-drop, which is sick. But that's not even the best part. Like, those are some decent stats, in all honesty, for a 2-drop. But he's a Storyborn hero, but he has this ability that says favorable chance. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an item card, you may play that item for free and it enters play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. Oh, okay. So okay, if it's not an item, it goes to the it goes to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah. So if you
oh my goodness, cards, I just realized that. I thought it just stayed there.
Yeah, dude, you ink multiple cards, you're able to hit multiple
you're
times.
digging through your deck.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay, two things that come to mind right off the bat: Popsicle and Lucky Dime. Obviously, Lucky Dime is a big one, right? But oh my goodness, dude.
Wow.
Holy cow. All right.
It's what, 2 costs to activate Dime, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Dime.
in the perfect world, you could turn 3 a Dime and utilize it to get 2 lore off of Oswald.
No, because it enters play exerted.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Whew,
so they added
right,
that to make it not not broken.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit Great Stone Dragon.
Dude, Great Stone Dragon is so... Oh, my goodness. The thing about Great Stone Dragon is it costs 4, right?
Is it 4? Or is it 3?
Is it 3 or 4? I'm double checking. I'm double checking right now. Oh, it's 3. It's 3. Okay.
Yeah, 3.
But you could hit Great Stone Dragon on 2. But regardless, dude, you're going to be saving so much ink. Right, and this is not on quest.
How are you hitting Stone Dragon on 2?
But potentially hitting it on 2.
No, meaning how are you doing that?
I don't know. In some world, you might be. I have no idea. It honestly doesn't really matter if it's 2 or 3 because when Great Stone Dragon comes out, right, you're not going to be able to. You're most likely not going to be able to activate it the next turn because you probably won't have any characters in your discard. Doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3. Most likely you're not.
That's true. It won't matter.
No, right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I guess right now I can't actually think of a world in which that comes out.
I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't think there's any 1-drops that can be just
no. There's not. Yeah, no. It would probably be to start on 3, but starting on 3, like if you have Oswald out on 2, you could ink on turn 3 and then play 1 jump. You could sing 1 jump. Like you could do it multiple times. Like you could ink again. You're in blue. How many? I can ink like 5 times.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. But again, hitting the nuts obviously is Lucky Dime. Hitting Lucky Dime off of this, like, oh my goodness.
Oh, wait a minute. Pluto.
1-drop
Pluto, reduced cost for Oswald.
Yes.
And
then
ink while Oswald's out.
Oswald. Yep. See, I knew it was possible. that's a pretty...
I was thinking just inside of blue, but you go into amber, you have the reduction.
Yeah.
At 1.
Yeah. There's so much you can do here. Now, thing to note, it's play. It is specifically play. Excuse me. So, oh my word, dude. Jim, freaking Ariel, who's a collector?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You're playing it and you could potentially be drawing a card. Potentially, if you have Maurice or anything that says when you play an item draw.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I love blue.
Restand Ariel.
Restand. Oh, I love playing Sapphire, man. The decks that I've come up with playing Sapphire, I have so much fun. And
cool.
Oswald's going to be sick. I am looking forward to seeing some crazy item builds with Oswald for sure.
Speaking of very sick cards,
sick cards or sick cards.
Sick cards.
There we go.
Words are hard, man.
Yes, I know, bro. You don't got to tell me, man.
Very sick cards.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
The next one we have.
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Baymax, Armored Companion. I guess this is this the first legendary from Big Hero 6?
Yeah, it is.
First of, I hope they only come out with 6 legendaries. Okay.
from Big Hero 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No specific reason. Couldn't tell you. So we have a 2/6/2 for Incable 5. He's a Storyborn Hero robot. He has the ability. The treatment is working. When you play this character, and whenever he quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from another chosen character of yours. Gain 1 lore for each 1 damage removed this way. Why is that on play and on quest?
I don't know, dude. That's why it's so sick, man.
Oh, wow, dude.
What's your initial take on this card?
Wow.
Yep.
Just wow. Yeah, this guy's phenomenal, man. Mm-hmm. It's like you set up, you don't even have to fully set up controlling the board of like, oh, I'm just going to deal 2 and then banish one of his cards and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you just swing into something. It doesn't matter. Your character sticks around. This guy's coming out or questing, and then you're either gaining that damage back, gaining 2 lore, or gaining 4 lore on the quest. Mm-hmm. Just wow, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this. Obviously, the awesome synergy, right, is Grand Pobby, oldest and wisest. That's I think if you have Grand Pobby out, when Baymax comes down and there's 2 damage, you have 2 damage marked on something, I think you win. Because at that point, it'd be pretty close, right? Right now, I only see healing synergies working very well with 2 colors. That's either Amber, because there's so much additional healing in Amber, and card draw in Amber, and then Ruby. Ruby, like I want to play 3 colors, dude. I want to play this in 3 colors: Sapphire, Amber, and Ruby.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm set. I am all set with this, dude.
It's pretty awesome.
That's sick, right? But yeah, there's so much self-healing in Sapphire, and the thing you get with Amber is a lot of card draw. Yeah. That's conditional to healing. But I think the obvious pair, Baymax plus Grand Pobby, that's where it's at. And because again, like if you have 2 damage, you have Grand Pobby out. 2 damage, you gain 4 lore because it's 2 lore for each 1 damage, and then Baymax is 1 lore for each 1 damage, so that's 6 lore again. That's 6 lore, and then Grand Pobby quests for 3, dude. Like, oh my!
I could easily see this being played with Ruby that has the Mulan that deals damage to itself.
Oh yeah,
the Mother Gothel deals damage to itself, and then the Beast as well.
Yes. And that beast has like 6.
Bell.
Oh my word. It's I love it. When I saw this card, I had so many gears turning. This is gonna be it. Like this is gonna be a sick build for sure.
So much cool. And the best part is he's in a red suit, so it's just you mix it with Ruby.
Yeah, right.
It's just literally telling you to do.
Yep, it's telling you what to do. Yep. So that is Baymax Armored Companion.
Oh my goodness, man.
All right.
We're getting to some
all right, this next one. It's I'm gonna wreck it. It's Wreck-It Ralph. Ham Hands. This is nuts, dude. Wreck-It Ralph Ham Hands is an unequal 6 cost, 4 strength, 4 willpower, 3 lore. He has an ability that says I wreck things, which says whenever this character quests, you may banish chosen item or location to gain 2 lore.
Dan, why is this card a thing? Man?
I don't know. What?
So not only, okay, let's get this straight. Not only am I questing for 3, now I am either getting rid of one of your items or locations. Doesn't have to be just mine. It can be yours. And then on top of it, I'm going to gain 2 more lore.
What the heck? What the heck, dude?
Why?
Why is right, man? Why is this a thing? The first time when I saw this card, I had to do a double, triple, quadruple take. I'm like, excuse me, what?
I guess they just got sick of like blue being able to quest for 5+. So they're like,
right.
Hey, here you go. Steal.
Oh, what?
And on top of it, let's get rid of those blue items too.
So Jim, when you first read this card, did you think you read it wrong? And you were like, wait, shouldn't this say opposing player's item or chosen opposing item or location?
I cheated. Okay. I first saw the card. I didn't even read the full ability because I just kept scrolling through Facebook, but I saw the card existed.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about it.
Yes.
And then you just explained the card to me from the start.
Yeah.
So I cheated. I didn't really get to experience it all.
Okay.
As a whole.
All right. But yeah, when I first read it, I'm like, wait a minute. This does not say chosen opposing item or location. What the? So you could do this. Oh no. This is nuts, dude.
People be in the chat. But you talked about slow effects. You have to wait for your next turn to quest with this and then hope they have that ability or the location or the item. No, guys, like when it's this ridiculous, it doesn't matter how slow it is.
That's a thing.
Because you also are progressing your board state already with the 3 lore.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's not or activate this ability,
no.
Get rid of item location, gain 2 lores. No, gain 3, then gain 2.
Yeah. You're not playing around your opponents. Your opponents are playing around you because like now they have to take care of that. They have to take care of that. Like it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like your opponent can't wait to play their lucky dime. Like they have to get it down. And sure, if they activate it, they might gain a bunch of lore. Okay. It's gone next turn. It's gone next time.
Yep.
Unless they gave it ward or something. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
This is nuts. That's absolutely nuts. I mean, again, I think this goes in anything. This goes in any build that's running that's in Steel. It's just it's utility. It's more than utility. It's utility, and it's also I can also quest for a bunch.
Yep.
Like it's repeatable. It's repeatable. Oh, it's so good. It's great.
The only time you'll see not playing this is if your opponents aren't playing items or locations, or there's just like so little where it doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah. So phenomenal. All right. So that is Wreck-It Ralph Ham Hands, an absolutely bonkers card in Steel. So all right, Jim, take us home with the 12th legendary.
Guys, this card, there are so many cool legendaries, and this is one of them. We have a 6/6/2 for 8 cost. Incable. John Silver, Stern Captain. I probably should have said the name first, whatever. John Silver. He's a Floodborn villain, alien pirate captain, which is great. Again. Yeah. What?
I said, there we go again. It's a John Silver with 5 classifications is what it is.
So shift 5, resist 2. Wow. Then he has the ability, don't just sit there. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to each opposing ready character.
What? What? So you mean when I play a 1/1, it's just gonna die or be banished? What?
What is this card?
What is, dude? What the
Do you know how many cards just get rid of him? Like next to nothing.
Oh yeah. Dude, he's a 6/6 with resist 2. Wait, Dragonfire, Maleficent.
Dragonfire,
and
whatever.
Maleficent. Oh, be prepared.
Maleficent. Be prepared gets rid of everything.
I can't think of anything else, dude.
Oh, there was a new it's like Dragonfire, but then you draw a card. Something staff. Who was it? Someone's staff.
Oh yeah, that's a new card.
The new card that just dropped.
There's a new card which we'll talk about it. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, this is,
dude. What is this card, man?
I'm putting him there and just leaving him alone. Like especially in multiplayer, you're just gonna sit there.
Yep.
Okay. Who's ready? 1 damage. 1 damage. And then if I'm in Emerald Steel, okay, now all of my other if effects that say only works on opposing damage characters, okay, it works now.
Hey Dan, cool part. Okay, let's say you got Baby Herc on 7, right? Baby Herc on 7.
Or John 6 or 7, whatever. You have them on before. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Baby Herc on 7, John Silver on 8. You go into your 9th ink your following turn and you activate the baby 3 times.
Yep.
You're just like 4 damage board. 4 damage board.
Well, not the board. Not the board, but one thing. It's one thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
but
right,
still.
it's not as broken, but
it's not as broken. Can you imagine that though? Deal 1 damage to every opposing character, every damaged opposing character. That'd be nuts.
3 to something. Wow.
That'd be nuts. But yeah, this is nuts. I think a lot of these cards that we've seen and talked about, not everyone, but like John Silver, Oswald, and Hercules, Genie. Those 3, I think, do stuff when they're just sitting there. Everything else, you have to be actively doing something with them.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Are you excited about John Silver? Do you think this is one you might build something around?
Oh yeah, 100%. He's going in something.
Yeah.
That guy's crazy.
Yeah. So all right, guys. So what we did, we gave you this was like a very brief discussion on what all these legendaries were. All right. We gave you a little bit of potential synergies, stuff that we see just by looking at the cards, right? Yeah. And by this point, again, if you've been following the spoiler season, you've probably seen all these, right? So we wanted to kind of get we wanted to get our toes into it here. But before we wrap up, we're gonna give you probably our favorite one from these that we're most excited to build around. You could probably guess what they are, but we're gonna start with Jim. Jim, if you had to pick one card that you're most excited to build around, what card is it and why? What is it?
There's no other card I'm more excited to play than Maui, half shark. I love gaining my lore.
Who's surprised?
I love playing action cards. The card is phenomenal, and he's going in my decks.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Are you guys surprised? So that's it for Jim. Jim's is Maui half shark. So for me, I'm like looking at all of them again because if I have to pick one, I'm probably picking Oswald, to be honest with you. Yeah, I had it between Oswald or Baymax, and Oswald is just, I only see a couple builds with Baymax. Oswald, I see quite a different few. Oswald's going to be like the linchpin in quite a few decks, but I really want to pair it up with Ariel. I think that could be sick. There's a lot of cool things that I'm excited for with Oswald. And honestly, probably one of my favorites. So I love the artwork on this card. How he's pulling something away. It looks really cool. So yeah, my favorite and the one that I'm most excited to build around, probably going to be Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. What's up, Jim? What are you gonna say?
Real quick, just when you are building that deck, just let me know so that way I can play Steel with this Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. Okay, just let me know. Let me know.
Yep, I'll give you a build of what I'm gonna do, and then completely just change it up on you last minute. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all for this week. This was kind of a different episode, but kind of getting y'all into the groove of set release, right? So we're going to be talking a lot of new cards in the next couple weeks. I think next week and maybe the week after we might do some different topics. But once Azurite Sea is fully released, we're probably going to be talking about a lot of the new cards. So stay tuned for that. Now, before we get out of here, though, again, thank you so much for everybody for being here. This is a lot of fun. I always love looking at new cards. I think set release season is some of my favorite time of the year, which happens 4 times, right? 4 times a year. Yeah.
4 times.
It's like it's 4 Christmases. Yeah. It's 4 Christmases. So, all right, but with that being said, we want to know which one of these are you all most excited for. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment down below of which card you are most excited to build around in the next set, Azurite Sea. And if you enjoy this type of content, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications because it really helps us out on YouTube. And again, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcasting platform, leave us a review. That helps us get into more ear holes as well. And again, check the links down below if you want to find out more about our Patreon, our Discord, everything you want to find out about Hobbies and Happiness. It's down below in the description of the video or the podcast notes. So again, let us know what you thought down below. Really excited to see what you guys think. So that's all we got for you this week. Jim, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. This was a lot of fun. And I don't want to play against you in that Maui build. Just I'm sick that day.
Oh, you're busy that day? Okay.
I'm busy. Yeah. So,
okay. Understood.
All right. Well, that's all we got this week, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. And don't forget, in the famous words of Mickey Mouse himself, we'll see y'all real soon.